But one thing he has to do, because he promised to do it, and it's the only reason he was there, is regulate the food in America. Now, you've heard some people say, oh, I don't want the food police. You need the food police. Because if you don't have them, you're going to die a painful death much earlier than you would have if the food police were out and about. So joining us now from New York City is a dietitian and nutritionist named Scott Keatley, who follows this very closely. So I've been on a jihad to alert Americans about sugar, the deleterious effects, and other junk food, which leads to obesity and diabetes and all kinds of disease. And the stats are unbelievable. I just threw them here, but let me pick them up. So in the United States in 2000, 25 years ago, 30% of adults were obese. Now it's 40%, 10% rise. And that's all bad diet, right?
Absolutely. That's coming from consuming too many calories, not expending enough. We're eating way more junk food than we ever had. And
Why?
we're not
Why are we
exercising.
eating? Why? Everybody knows junk food is bad for you. Why are we eating more? Why?
Bill, it's delicious. I mean, it absolutely is. These companies have been working for 50 or 60 years on formulations of stuff, and it looks good. When you see these interesting colors, you want to eat it. It tastes good. It's
But
got
do you
high
think
amounts of fat.
kids would fall for that? But adults, I mean, they know that look, cigarette smoking is a narcotic. It makes you calm down. But the government has succeeded in knocking out most cigarette smoking in this country by scaring people. That's what they did, right? And it worked. It worked.
They definitely scared people, but what we did is we replaced cigarettes with something else. If you look at all the scare tactics around cigarettes, at the same time you've got the rise of orange mocha frappuccinos from Starbucks. So we replaced a lot of those cigarettes with food.
All right,
and
that's a good point. But still, Americans aren't that cognizant of what they're doing, in my opinion. And then they go to the doctor and they get the blood tests and they're type 2 diabetic already, and they're 40, 50 pounds overweight.
And they're absolutely not. They're not paying attention to what they're putting in their body because you have to do it every day, 3 or 4 times a day.
And I'm not a cook. See, I don't cook. So I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. And 90% of my options are bad.
Yes.
I mean, unless I want just broccoli and you can't put any butter on it or legumes, but if I want a steak, that's bad. If I want pasta, that's bad. So I think people give up. Because they're just
if you go out there onto the internet, and you spoke about this earlier, if you go out there onto the internet, you will find every level of crazy, and everything in between. And so you'll find people who are saying steak's the worst thing for you and butter's the worst thing for you, and then people on the other side will say, well, don't eat any fruit because that's bad for you, and it becomes maddening out there. But
all right, let me stop you there.
You listed are excellent for you.
Let me stop you. What is the truth about fruit? So I like a glass of orange juice in the morning or grapefruit juice. I thought it was healthy, and now it's not because it's got sugar in it, right?
So there's going to be sugar in stuff, but it's the natural sugar versus the added sugar. So if you're having
what's the difference? What's the difference?
So molecularly, there's no difference, but it's what you're expecting. So if you're drinking orange juice and it's great orange juice from South Florida that's nothing in it other than just juice, it's got a certain amount of sugar in it. But if you get the cheaper stuff, it's going to have an extra 5 or 10 grams of sugar. But you don't even really perceive that. You just know that.
I look at the label though. I look at every label of what I put into my body. Look, you'd be surprised at how old I am. I got the same waist size I had in college, but it ain't easy. Okay?
No.
It's not easy because there's a craving for dessert. I eat a couple of desserts a week. All right? I'm not a Spartan. But when I'm drinking my orange juice, I'm going, I think this is okay, but I'm not sure. So what I want, and I'm probably wrong on this, is the government to take a more proactive approach and almost put warning labels on the soft drinks that have 80 grams of sugar in them. I want warning labels, just like on the cigarette packs. Is that food police craziness?
That is not food police craziness. I think that we really need to define ultra processed foods and put those labels right on the front for people.
Why haven't they done it then? With obesity at 40%, 40 for American adults. Come on. Why haven't the government done it?
You got to follow the money. There's very, very powerful people and very powerful companies out there that put a lot of money into the pockets of people that represent us. And this is not just a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. This is an everybody issue because food is so prevalent. And we've got to have people that are making decisions who say, I don't want your money. I'm going to make decisions based on stuff that's good for the American people.
All right. And there's one thing else. A lot of people, I'm generalizing here, who are grossly overweight, obese, are poor. They don't have a lot of money. And the fast food stuff is cheap. Does that play into it?
So socioeconomic status definitely plays into it. If you don't have a whole lot of money, you probably don't have a whole lot of time. And I know that goes against what some people think. People think people are just sitting around doing nothing, but you're probably working a job or two jobs that are not the greatest in the world. And so you can sit there and I can sit there and we can look at these labels, but other people don't necessarily have that time. And when you get home late at night, you got to put something on the table.
Right.
Your kids need to eat.
It's convenient. You're tired. I can drive through the window. They throw the bag at me and it's garbage. All right. I hope RFK Jr., that's the, if he makes it a campaign and really wages this in an aggressive way, he'll save a lot of lives. And we appreciate your time very much tonight, Scott. Thank you. President Trump's victory is a win for America. That's what most voters think. But Bidenomics has left us with a failing economy. I rely on American Hartford Gold to protect my savings with physical gold and silver, and you should consider that. American Hartford Gold has thousands of five-star ratings and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. A tax-advantaged gold IRA can shield you from worsening inflation. You can even roll over your 401k or IRA tax-free and penalty-free. So act now before it's too late. Call or text American Hartford Gold. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you for up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. That's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.